Being born and raised in Charleston on James Island, naturally I've spent a lot of my time growing up on Johns Island and the greater low country, being able to enjoy all the natural benefits of the world that the low country has to offer. I was raised primarily by my granddaddy, Jack Anderson, who taught me how to hunt and fish and just took me all around the back roads. A particular story one time was when my grandfather and I were on the way to our hunting club. We were going down the dirt road and we pulled over and we were just observing some wildlife, and there were a couple vultures on the power line, and the first thing I said was, "Granddad, can I shoot them?" And he looked at me with such disappointment. I said, no son, you can't. And that made me feel pretty bad listening to how he said that and the way he looked at me. But then he went on to say why and taught me how everything in the environment plays a role in this world, including humans, and we have to do our part too. And so we have to respect the environment, we have to grow with it and not against it. So Johns Island is really unique in many ways. It's really the last place that you can travel in Charleston that you can still find dove fields, agricultural farming land, wild turkeys, wild deer. Anywhere else has been mostly developed, and what we have here on Johns Island is pretty unique. Pressure is hitting Johns Island and Betsy Beautiful Parkway in particular at an alarming rate. Our conservation work on Johns Island can't be done alone. And this is where we need your help and where you can come in to play your role and leave an impact for generations to come. And that is the start of our kickoff to Keep Betsy Beautiful. Over the past 26 years, the Conservancy has been able to preserve over 25% of Kiawah Island and 70 individual properties. In 2019, the Kiawah Conservancy adopted a new strategic plan. That was, we measure, manage, improve, and advocate for the ecological health of Kiawah Island and its environs. And the key word there is its environs. We are looking beyond Kiawah Island. We do this through a watershed approach because we know that ultimately everything that happens on Johns Island and our surrounding barrier islands has an impact on Kiawah and vice versa. Our initial focus point is along Betsy Beautiful Parkway. This is an area that has seen a tremendous amount of development pressures, and it is our goal to create a wildlife corridor along this stretch of land before we then move outward. As mentioned, our wildlife know no boundaries. One species in particular that has been under threat is our local bobcats. But our bobcats aren't just on Kiawah Island. As you can see in this map, our bobcats travel to and from Kiawah and along the Betsy Beautiful Parkway, and ultimately our wildlife corridor that we're trying to protect. For future use of these lands, they will be open to the public to enjoy scenic areas and the natural environment. We also see opportunities to educate its visitors on the cultural and historical significance of these lands through a sweetgrass demonstration farm, a nature trail, and interpretive signage. Before you, we have 3 critical properties, a part of our Keep Betsy Beautiful initiative. Starting with the Route Tract, 76 acres of maritime forest, hummock islands, and marshlands extending to Bohicket Creek. Just below, Rosebank Farm Stand, another 3 acres to add to contiguous preservation. Closer to the roundabout, we have the Hayward Tract, almost another 6 acres. To fill in the gap, we have 3 other pending conservation projects. The contributions you can make will not make an impact for today, but forever. And as Sadai has told us,
they tell me that forever doesn't mean a long time.